going on YouTube? It's your boy LexThomas21. I'm back with another review for you guys. I'm here to review Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, directed by Dwight H. Little, starring Donald Pleasence and Danielle Harris. And this movie is about Michael Myers returning back to Haddonfield to kill his niece Jamie. And with Halloween 3, they really wanted to go in a different route with the actual Halloween franchise. They wanted to do more like an anthology type thing. Like Halloween is more like an evil entity within itself, not actually Michael Myers. So with Halloween 3, they kind of went away from Michael. It wasn't that successful, so they went back to basics with Halloween 4 and brought back Michael. This movie takes place 10 years after the events of the first Halloween, which was in 1978. So this movie takes place in 1988, and this movie's about Laurie Strode's daughter, Jamie. Somehow she had a daughter. They don't explain that either. That's the one thing I have to give a negative for this movie. They really don't explain a lot of stuff when it comes to logic in this movie, but we're going to get into that in the future of this video. But this movie is about Jamie, which is Michael Myers' niece, and she stays with a foster family in Haddonfield. And Michael Myers bursts out from being transported to another facility and basically going out to kill his niece. I'm going to give some positive negatives. I'm also gonna, I guess you could call this a spoiler review, because I'm gonna go ahead and get into some of my favorite scenes. And like I said, if you haven't seen Halloween 4, I'm gonna put spoiler alert in the video just in case you guys haven't seen Halloween 4. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite scenes. Also, some of my favorite scenes are going to be some negatives, but it's some positivity to it as well. So let's go ahead and get into the review. Like I said, this movie is about Michael Myers returning back to Haddonfield to kill his niece, Jamie. And right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and get into the cast. Donald Pleasence as Dr. Loomis returns as well, and he's phenomenal in this movie. You got to give him credit. He really brings back the same energy he did in the first two films. Just the way he talks about Michael, just the way he explains the evil that is Michael Myers, he gives a phenomenal job. And also Danielle Harris as Jamie, she really does carry this film. You got to give her credit for this to be her first film, and for it to be a Halloween film at that. You really had to give her credit. She really does pull a phenomenal performance in this movie. The way she portrays her fear, the way she gives a look, the way she just portrays everything in this movie is just phenomenal. For this to be her first movie, it's phenomenal. Give credit to the director Dwight H. Little. The one thing he did an incredible job with this movie is that he really gives you the atmosphere that it is Halloween. That's the one thing why this is one of my favorite Halloweens, is that it really do feel like Halloween. It really gives that. He really has great atmosphere in this movie. The way things are shot, the way things just stroll over, the way just certain scenes in this movie really do feel like Halloween. Opening scene, you see cornfield, you see it's very gray and dark, and even within within more of the film, it just feels very cold and dark and scary. That's the one thing I love about this movie. Go ahead and get into Michael Myers. This is also going into some of my negatives, is that the mask in this movie is horrendous. The mask is terrible in this movie. I don't understand why they went with this and thought this was okay, but the mask is terrible. The mask is horrible. There's literally a scene in this movie. It's with Dr. Loomis and Jamie. They're walking through the hallways of the school, and Michael Myers literally just pops up and throws Loomis through a glass door. And he's not wearing the mask he's been wearing all the movie. No, he's wearing a William Shatner mask with blonde hair and a pink face. It's terrible. I don't know who was drinking that day. I don't know if they were just extra tired, but I don't know how they let that go. I don't even know how the actor let that go. He didn't look at the mask and say, you guys, this isn't the same mask I've been having the whole time. Can you give me the original mask? I don't understand how that flew. Like I said, there's some other negatives that I have problems with, actually, with Michael himself. There's a scene where they're driving down the street. They feel like they got everyone to safety. They drive through this fog, and Michael Myers literally randomly pops up on the back of the truck and starts just annihilating everybody on the truck. And it doesn't really make sense, because who did not notice a big giant man just jumping on the back of a truck? Who doesn't notice that? But also, it kind of ends with a spectacular kill where he literally punches through the window and literally like just tear this guy's face off. It's hilarious, but it's just amazing at the same time. It's over the top, but it's amazing at the same time. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get into some of my favorite scenes. Like I said, Michael has some spectacular kills in this movie. There's a scene where the sheriff's daughter is walking through the house, thinks she's talking to the deputy, and it's actually Michael rocking in the chair, and she finally realized that the deputy is dead, and Michael literally gets up and shoves a shotgun through her body and pierces her on the wall. It's phenomenal. It's spectacular. Another scene that which I love is that the sheriff and Dr. Loomis pulls up, and they think they got Jamie and Rachel, and all these guys are literally like mimicking to be Michael, like literally like surrounding the police car, and they pull the guns out. Obviously, it's a joke, and they pull off, and it's Michael standing in the middle of the street, staring at the car, and they're like driving off, and then the shot is panning out, and it's a spectacular shot, and it's really eerie and creepy because there's nothing like fog, and that's just creepiness around him. That's the one, like I said, I love the atmosphere of this movie. There's another hilarious scene where it's a guy literally working on power. I guess the power went out. Oh no, the power didn't go out yet. He's working at the power station, and Michael literally he's like playing with the guy, and it literally just like walks up on him and like throws him over across the area, and he like shocks him and knocks out all the power. It's a hilarious scene because the guy's like, I'm about to call the cops, and like Michael just like, okay. it's hilarious. Like I said, there's another scene that's just hilarious. There's a gas station scene where like Dr. Loomis is like talking to Michael, like, Michael, don't do this, man, don't do this. And like Michael literally like just disappears after he shoots him. It's kind of over the top. Like I said, they made Michael a little over the top and overpowered in this movie because he's like literally doing things that like no human being should be able to do. He's literally taking gunshots to the chest and like just surviving everything. It's hilarious the way they have Michael portrayed in these movies. Overall, like I said, I absolutely love this film. It really does feel the atmosphere of this movie. Like I said, this movie is over the top. It is cheesy. It's not a perfect film. It's not a great film. To me, it's a good film. It's a really good film to watch around the Halloween time. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies just by the way the movie feels. It really feels like Halloween. You actually see kids trick-or-treating. Like I said, there actually is a lot more leaves than there is in the first film. Because the first film, you could definitely tell that first film was shot in the summertime. It's very sunny, very bright, very vibrant. And this one is very dark and gloomy, and you just feel the Halloween spirit in this movie. That's the one thing I love about it. Like I said, they do bring the original Halloween theme back, but they kind of like up-tempo it, which I didn't like. But there are certain scenes where they do play, and I really do feel the Halloween theme in this movie. That's it. The opening shot is really good as well with the police, not the police officer, the little security guard explaining everything, just walking through the corridors. It's a really creepy scene as well. Like I said, overall, like I said, I really did love this film. I really do love the film as it being like a guilty pleasure. Like I said, I watch it every Halloween. I always pop it on every time this season comes up. It's one of my favorite movies in the Halloween franchise. Like I said, if you guys, if I had to give it a rating, I'll probably rate it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, it's not a perfect movie, but for me, it's hilarious. It's amazing to me. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm a big Halloween fan. I'm a big horror fan. I love Michael Myers. So if you guys are a fan of Michael Myers, you guys are a fan of Halloween, and you guys haven't seen this movie, I would say check it out. It's a really good time. Let me know what you guys think of this movie in the comment section below. Let me know what's your favorite Halloween as well in the comment section below. And I'm honest with you guys. Peace.